just test one of our, what are we calling it again?
I don't really decide what to call it, but I want to call it A&P Gap Talks About.
Oh, I see. Oh, so you're going to include me. Well, that was
nice. Of course.
Because I was saying Abby's Gab, but heckling with Patrick, but maybe that won't be quite the way it works because we're actually both kind of doing it. But I didn't want you guys to get the wrong impression that this was kind of like a rant or something where, like where it was like anger or violent. This is kind of like the...
it's a fun rant.
Yeah, it's like the green version. It's polite. But we're not really doing anything. Hey, our last name is Green. That kind of works. Anyways, that's what we're doing here. And it's basically meant to just...
Talk about things.
Yeah, to show like the real side of us, something that you don't normally see. So if there's anybody out there that thought that I, or Abby, but mostly me, was kind of like weird or something like that, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it.
You have no idea.
Yeah. So after you've watched this, you now have an idea. That's why you had that little sixth sense that this guy was kind of creepy and you wouldn't want to do this with him. So, so the fact that you didn't hire me, you were right. It's okay. But, so I'm going to have to do my own thing because that's just the way it works. But, so, in a sense, you actually get to see, like, the real side of us.
Yeah.
More or less. Yeah. And so, what to expect is that
no swearing, lots of fun. It's not scripted, which is stuff.
So, we're not going to be swearing or like sexual stuff or stuff like that. Because then you'd consider me a pervert and a pedophile and that wouldn't really work because she's a teenager. But, so that's not what this is about. This is just kind of like a normal, unnormal thing.
Yeah. It's abnormal.
Yeah, and Abby-normal, considering she's Abby. That kind of works. So, that being said... why are you watching this and wasting your hard-earned life and time and money? It's because we want to talk to you about normal things that people think about or talk about, but never talk about. Yeah, that kind of thing. And so when you look on this, we're not going to start at like number 1. So this isn't number 1. This is like 0 and
it's Prologue.
Yeah.
Or Prologue.
Yeah.
Kind of to a story.
So it kind of exists, but it doesn't really exist. So I always thought we'd start at 0 because it's meaningless. Not because we're zeros. That's not really what we were saying. Even though the guy that didn't hire me, he probably thought I was a 0. Anyways, that's kind of where we are. So this is number 0.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. So we just want to get a taste of like when you go back and you happen to decide for whatever reason to watch number 1, you'll kind of know what you were looking for or what you were going to get. And so, and I must say that if you are watching like number 3 or number 4, we haven't done those yet. So that's not us. And also, if you are watching number 3 and 4 and you were wondering why before you were watching number 0, you missed 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So you have to go search them out because you haven't watched them. Yeah.
Otherwise things may not make sense.
That's right. That's right.
Because we may call back to like a few of our other videos.
Yes, exactly. So this is kind of like a prologue, like she was saying.
Yeah.
So this is Abigail and this is Patrick. And we just thought we would just talk and... you guys would just
listen and laugh
smile. Hopefully, or something like that. Because we laugh all the time at these things that we decided to talk about. Yeah. Now, we thought we'd give like an example or something like that. And we would do something like...
Pooh Bear.
Yeah, like Pooh Bear. Something like that. Now, I kind of thought, like when I was talking about it, that Pooh Bear is kind of a creepy thing. Because that means that kids' favorite thing in there to talk about or to be watching is like Pooh. Like Pooh Bear. Like, who would want their kid to be in love with Pooh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and why would you call your bear Pooh to begin with?
I don't know.
I mean, I always thought when I was first was being a father and there was poo all over the place because kids just do that all the time.
Yeah.
They poo like an ice cream machine. And it's just like awful. And yet, so why are we associating that with a lovey, cuddly,
a big, cuddly, yellow bear that teaches kids morals.
Like Pooh. Yeah. And his best friend's like a tiger. Or like a tiger. Or a piglet. Which are all like, well, I don't know about the tiger, but the piglet, he's associated with Pooh too. Like, you always find piglets in the poo pan. Like, it's just not good. So, Yeah. So that's kind of the kind of thing that we are talking about is like, why poo? I mean, we wouldn't call him the shit, that other word, bear. We don't say that. We be kind about it. We call him Pooh Bear. And it's not because he's a pile of crap or anything like that. No. He's just Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wonder where they got the name from, that's all.
Yeah, I know. Like, in some of these videos, we're going to try to figure out some of those things and talk about that, too. But other times, no, that's not what we're going to do. So, anyways, until further notice, we're going to be talking about things like that kind of stuff, like poo. Even though we won't talk about poo that much because it's not a very big subject. Yeah. And at the moment, I can't think
It's a very crappy subject.
Yeah, it's a very crappy subject. See, you're going to learn those kind of things. It's a very crappy subject.
We're quite the hecklers.
Yes.
And we have a very morbid sense of humor, so a fair warning to you.
Yeah, there's that kind of thing. So I'm thinking in light of that, that's about all we had to say for this intro. And so if we use this intro, you can either go to the bathroom now and throw up, or you can wait for number 1, or it'll be next week, and you can try to see how much you have a stomach like a goat or not. And because we want to get your goat. So that's what I'm talking about. So anyways, until then,
peace off.